Hey, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all of the other episodes, check the link in the description, stop by raprankings.com, or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. And please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to help us grow the channel and continue our journey as hip-hop's first and premier extreme podcast. Track 3, For My Homies, featuring Dion, Nakia, and Roger Troutman, produced by Dre LaShawn and Robert the Professor Anderson.
Also, Bookie and Little Problems.
Oh, are they on here?
Yeah.
I don't doubt you. It's just, I don't know. I must have skipped them when I was writing the notes. But, all right, yeah, flat 7.
8-, Sting Me Baby. This is tied with another song later on for my favorite on the album. And it's the first and best of the several Troutman features on this album.
This is at the point where I'm realizing, 3 tracks in, G-Funk, in a lot of ways, can be fucking cheat code music because it's so easy to ride to. It's so fucking easy. Like, it's just, as far as my personal taste goes, like the cheat codes, the easy shit, the bait, the cheap pops. G-Funk is up there. New Jack Swing, I'll probably go up for like the most base level. A lot of that stuff
is not being made like authentically anymore, though. There's like a pastiche version of it that slips through every now and then. But like real G-Funk, to me, like the majority of it was happening from like, 91, 92 to maybe like 04, 05.
Yeah,
not that there wasn't any after that, but I'm saying like the prime era for that musical movement. New Jack Swing, I mean, was it like over by like what, 93, 94 probably?
Yeah. Like it had its time and it had its run, but I love that sound. It's just, and to the point where I would say some of
it comes down to like a lot of these sounds. Yeah, they'll get like re-rocked from time to time, but they haven't been like tainted by modern, audiences or producers or, like it sounds like it's from that time,
I'm happy that New Jack Swing has not been pillaged as much as it could have been.
You saw the way things were going with Poison. You'd think that it would be thoroughly pillaged after that.
But for some reason with that, they are content to just play the original version of things, which I wish they would do for other things. But yeah, I mean, I would say the most
G-Funk, they stop with like Snoop and Dre for the most part,
Yeah, like I'll say the most recent, I guess the most modern example of New Jack Swing that was like didn't bother me. It's 2 things. It was it's Finesse by Bruno Mars. And me and my man Paul in 2015. Okay, we made this song called Love You. I don't think it's available no more. Okay, it was produced by that bitch Esther from Soulection. Okay, he said, Mel, what is the beef? Ain't no beef. It's one-sided. Yeah, bowl action with bowl K. Okay, all right, but yeah. That's because we had a genuine appreciation for that sound. But yeah, G-Funk is just, if it's done right, it's hard to not like, I throw 90s R&B in there to where it's like, R&B is where it is now, to where like even just the most run-of-the-mill R&B from the 90s sounds transcendent to me now because it's just so much better to me. But yeah, I know I'm in for a good time by track 3. I'm like, yeah, if all the music keeps up like this, we're in good shape.
That's the thing, man. Like musically, this is one of the best records on here to me. Troutman's all over this shit. He really elevates the song as well.
Vamping throughout, going fucking crazy. He got the minus knocked off.
And then that da 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 da.
Yeah, bro.
That Nakia Hill and that this is for my homies. This is for my G's. There's all these little things that kind of come together. It's
man.
Like they wrote the fuck and performed the fuck out of the record. It's sturdy. I love a good sturdy rap record. Bookie Loke is up first, followed by Vontel, and then Little Problems on the 3rd verse. And Bookie Loke's verse is anecdotal style. It's kind of in line with what you would expect from a record called This Is For My Homies or For My Homies. He's reminiscing about the homies, not forgetting about where you came from, you know, talking about some of that shit. Vontel's verse, also more anecdotal from him, brief, you know, asides about dropping out of school, moving with his mom to this racist neighborhood that he hated, watching some of his friends turn to the streets or to drugs. And before we get to Little Problems verse, we get this little bridge from Roger Troutman where he gets to Shooby-Doo-Wopping, and I love that moment. That's a great little moment in the record. Little Problems says, I didn't know Pac or Biggie Smalls, but I love y'all for the love of the game.
Right.
And look, it was 1998. I think, you know, you got to keep in mind, Biggie had only died a year earlier. Pac had only died 2 years earlier.
It was fresh.
And their loss was still being felt very strongly around this time, right. Especially with, you know, Diddy starting to pimp out Biggie's loss pretty heavily the year he passed with, you know, I'll Be Missing You and everything like that. So the loss was still in like the hearts and minds of the populace. Like they hadn't gotten over it yet. And a new generation of stars hadn't fully emerged and made people not forget. I don't think anyone's ever going to forget about Biggie and Pac, but like to some extent move on. People hadn't moved on yet. We get more vamping from Roger at the end of the record to close out, and it's a joy. It really is.
It's a joy. It absolutely
he's fantastic is. All over this fucking song and every facet and every little role that he puts himself in. It's a highlight for me. It really is. It's a great record. I have nothing more to say about it, but everybody, you know, this is an album where you'd think like, oh, the fucking weed carrier guys are back again. These guys are like a little more than weed carriers to me. Okay, these are like the guys I would watch on Sunday Night Heat and become an advocate for back in the day.
I feel that.
Like, they need a better presentation, and I think these guys, like, put them on Raw, give them the IC title. Jax needs to put figures out for them so we can put them in our fig feds. Like, you know, I saw potential in these guys. Vontel saw potential in these guys. You know, fucking Vince, though. Fucking piece of shit. He didn't see the potential.
Oh shit. Well, I will say this. I'm mostly here. They didn't do anything bad, but I'm mostly here for the chorus and the production and Roger vamping throughout. Cause yeah, they're telling stories about the homies. You know, the first verse, it's like, yeah, they was stealing stuff. That ain't good. Mom would break on theirs, he says, you know, to translate for any of you whites listening. Mom wasn't happy about their thievery, okay? But everybody growed up. And I noticed something like midway through the song. So he was like, shout out to the homies like that was there when you was in deep. And then it's like and I was like, it's deep shit. I was like, all right, maybe it's just in deep. But then there are other moments in the song. I noticed a lot of brother instead of nigga. And then someone said, you know, I love you, like you's the son of my mother. And then he censored bad motherfucker. And I'm like, okay, this song might be censored. Like, was this Roger's request? Like, you know, the OG? But it's like, no, because he's been on songs with cussing. I don't know. Maybe it was just a choice that they had for this song specifically. But yeah, I'm riding to this thing. The only other two things I'll point out, one, because, you know, listen, you talk about that Sunday Night Heat and how, look, it used to be better. And this is the thing about this album, because like if you want to pay $100 whatever dollars for the physical from back in the day, you can do that. But this ain't on that dumbass streaming. You might have to hit the dealer. You might have to find one of them websites and find this thing and get the files. Okay. And that ain't nothing to me. Okay. Cause you know, I'm a file man. And if you're a file man out there, I got to hit you with this.
See, I understand because I'm an OG myself.
Okay. I'm an OG
with
myself.
That Sean 316 though.
Oh, that's Sean 316? All right, Sean 316. No, not Sean Paul Narcissistic. Okay, hold on. Bitch, what is wrong with this? What is wrong with this? What the fuck? Wait, is the name of the drop Sean 316?
No, it's Smoking Weed.
Oh. Oh, smoking weed. Okay, yeah. They talking about smoking weed. Okay. All right, where's this drop at? Okay. That vocoder. To this day, he never revealed if he did that intentionally or if it was like just.
I think his phone was just tweaking and it just happened like on some Coolio shit, like.
You talking about weed? Someone smoking weed?
There's that. I'm hitting the Coolio. It's been so long since we hit the Coolio. Okay, I'm hitting the Coolio because you got to hear it.
That was Mel trying to figure out who was rapping on what verse.
Yo, black humor style, and I know he'd appreciate this. Is the only reason I say it. This was Jesse when they told him he had to do a surgery where there's a 30% chance he could die. Fuck it, I'll hit myself. This is Mel when his mom called and said his grandpa had brain cancer. This is Mel when the fucking 160-pound fucking lawn equipment came down the conveyor belt at the warehouse today. Listen, the Coolio drop, if you're new here, it's basically the audio form of the Mr. Krabs, like, swirly blur disorientation.
What's that? It's like the Mekhi Phifer meme.
The
where,
one
like,
where
time freezes and you start looking around.
Or no, that's you talking about Weebay from The Wire.
Oh yeah, my fault.
Yeah. They do look similar though, now as you pointed out. Yeah. Right. It's just you're disoriented, you're in shock, you're anxious. That is the Coolio drop, okay? When I took a shit and flushed the dude wipes and I was plunging for an hour the other week.
Dispatch promo.
Oh, yes. That will be mentioned in the dispatch. It's already recorded, as a matter of fact. This is this is when they told me that they might have to that I would have to pay for this, and it could be 5 figures. Okay, that Coolio drop, man. Rest in peace to Coolio. I got confirmation, by the way. Jesse, he already had the surgery. He's fine. Thank God. Okay, he's good.
Oh, okay. Right. So he's not going to die style.
No, he's not going to die style. He made it through. He survived 70% style. Okay. Anyway, yes.
I'm going to say it. All that hate he's been harboring and all that hate he's been, indulging in might have almost sent him to an early grave.
Right. Because it's not healthy. Hate is not healthy. All right. Fucking listen, I had the thought. It's like, listen, he's so anti-Drake, but we know Drake has tummy problems, and now he has tummy problems. So maybe think, Jesse, before you insult nice young men like Aubrey Drake Graham. Okay, it's okay to enjoy Kendrick. It's okay to think he's the superior artist. I wouldn't blame anyone for thinking that. Kendrick has a lot of great shit, but the way y'all carry on, okay, and you disrespect the boy. So you're gonna make me turn back into the youth that I was a few years ago. I handed in the card because, mans was moving waste. I had to admit that. It hurt my heart. I've been with the boy since Degrassi, for real, truly. But now, I had to acknowledge that because he was walking around kind of red pill adjacent. But, you forced me to get back in formation the way you were carrying on, talking all this, chatting all this bullshit about the boy. He's going to come back. Okay, don't you worry. You think you're going to get rid of this man after everything he gave us? Let me calm down. I'm going to end with this, okay, before I get carried away. All right. This was just amusing to me. At some point in the song, Roger had vamped, heard it through the grapevine, "You're going to need your brother someday." And I thought about that, and it's such a funny idea because it's not the kind of thing that needs to be said through the grapevine. Like, you can use a more direct form of communication for that, like, it's like in hushed whispers, like you're gonna need your brother someday. It's like, no, I would just tell somebody that, like, keep your friends and your family close because you never know when you have to lean on somebody. Like, I don't know. It was just a funny thing. I just, me, I get to overanalyzing lines. It was just sometimes rappers and singers get away with shit because they don't expect you to think about it, But
look, that's a dark line if you know how Roger Troutman died.
I don't. What happened?
He was killed by his brother in a murder-suicide.
Oh, shit. All right. Yeah, that is dark. Oh, man. Well, rest in peace to Roger Troutman. And murder, it's not good. Murder-suicide is even worse. Okay. But I'm thankful that he did things like this when he was alive, okay? Giving us good music, all right? So, fuck the murder-suicide, Bubba, okay? And I ain't got nothing else to say.
All
right?
Sorry for that bummer.
No, this is an educational program, okay? So,
the line was just chilling to me. That's all.
No, yeah, that's fair. But
I know it wasn't about his brother, but a year later, he would die at the hands of his brother.
That's a damn shame. Well,
really fucked up story.
This is all news to me, But hey. It's fine because who do we still talk about? Roger Troutman, not the other Troutman. We don't even know him, okay, with his murder-suiciding ways. Okay, you made the wrong decision. Oh, you know him? Okay, you know the story, okay?
I know, yeah, I know what happened to him.
But his name does not, what's the word? It does not persevere, okay? Was it nevertheless he persisted. He did not persist. He fell into obscurity because he was not a good man. Roger was. Okay. There are many good Rogers. Roger Troutman. My friend Roger from 5th grade. Okay. He wore a Daffy Duck shirt. Okay. I remember that. Shout out to Roger. And he had a voice like this. Okay. He was a good guy. Roger was a good guy.
Talking about a Daffy Duck shirt.
Well, you got a problem with Daffy now? Don't act like you don't love Daffy.
No, I don't have a problem with Daffy. I'm just saying it's odd that you remember these details about this child.
You're despicable. Okay, that's what you are. Always trying to make things about kids.
Did you see Long Legs?
I'm poor. I can't see no Long Legs right now. I ain't seen it. Yeah, I'm gonna see it though. I'm gonna see it. All right. And listen, I support going to the theater because
see, I understand because I'm an OG myself.
All right. I prefer to be in the theater, not at home watching it on demand.
Mel had a chance to see one movie. He said, I need to see that Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Stop it. I'm not excited. I'm really not. And it's a shame because, the MCU, I defended it against a lot of bad faith actors, but they're fucking up right now. Okay. They're fucking up. All right.
They're living one of my favorite Fonte bars.
Which one is that?
They say money change you. Money don't change you. It just makes you more of what you already are. And Marvo, they got all that money and it made them more of what they already are. Bunch of hacks. Okay?
Stop. Okay. Feige, he's in the Drake position right now. He's down. He'll be back.
Feige's cooked. The fucking Russos were brought back, which I'll take my position on that as quarantine them in that world and keep them away from real movies, please. I don't mind it. Okay. And look, best of love, but we won't be seeing no Deadpool versus Wolvo. Okay?
Deadpool. Okay. Well,
you know what I want to see? A remake of Bill Bellamy's How to Be a Player.
Oh, nice transition. I like that. All right. Hey, it's Mel from Rap Rankings. To hear the full episode this clip comes from and all of the other episodes, check the link in the description, stop by raprankings.com, or search Rap Rankings on your favorite podcast platform. And please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting to help us grow the channel and continue our journey as hip-hop's first and premier extreme podcast.